job, guys. That sounds too good to be true. First song was Black Sheep from another album. Is It Now? These guys been around a while, and they can pick it.
Yeah.
As George Steinbrenner used to say about Jim Spencer at first base, he can pick it. But these guys can pick it in a much different way, a musical way. John, your thoughts?
Been around since 1963.
That's right.
That's incredible,
50 years.
guys.
Everybody's making a big deal about the Stones 50 years. You guys got 50 years.
Almost.
Yeah, you guys were the band at the Cafe Wa, correct?
Yeah, right.
1968.
I mean,
that's unreal.
Unreal. It really is unreal. I mean, that's
You weren't even born yet, right?
I was October 11th, 1967. I came.
Get out of here! 1 year.
You were a year old.
I thought I saw you.
Summer of '85, I drove my first car, a 1974 AMC Matador that I bought for $400. I drove it into the Village, and I went to the Comedy Cellar for the first time and stood in the back to watch the acts. And decided if I wanted to do stand-up. I went to Ben's and got a slice of pizza.
Wow.
I scored a really bad dime bag of weed at Washington Square Park, basically oregano. And I walked by Cafe Wa, and I read the history of that place, and I become a regular at the Comedy Cellar, which is right next to the Wa. Same guy owned it for a long time, my buddy Manny, who passed away a few years ago.
Oh, really?
I mean, what history? Just, I mean, you guys, it's just incredible. The stories must be insane.
I've had some of that oregano, by the way. It's very aromatic.
Back in the 60s, maybe it was better. In the mid-80s, it went through a bad spurt. David Lee Roth was selling it mostly.
Oh, yeah, well.
But, yeah, so, I mean, how's it feel? Like, you guys still sound amazing, and how you feeling?
We're just having fun.
Yeah. That's the important thing, right?
That's what it comes down to.
Keeps us going.
It's great.
Right. Can you ever go back to Cafe Wa?
Yeah, we actually went there. We were going to play there again, but Rich was going to hit his head on the water pipe.
Yeah, it's a little tight.
Yeah, they put a stage. They lifted up the
Yeah, I know. They got to
platform.
do some revamping of that.
We were looking for a place to do the DVD, and we were going to go back there, but it just didn't
Okay.
fit.
Yeah, they used to do stand-up there as well. I did a few sets of stand-up comedy at the Wa. But now, so you're going to do a DVD?
We did.
Yeah, we did it.
We did one. We ended up doing it at Arlene's.
Arlene's Grocery.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a great place.
But the wall looks exactly the same as it did.
it was like
pretty much
amazing
since
going
then.
back.
It does. I mean, that's one of those things where it's got such history because, guys like you and everybody. Who exactly came through there? Dylan, Hendrix?
Hendrix.
Yeah.
I know Springsteen played there quite
Animals
a bit.
there?
Right? Animals.
Yeah, animals. Yeah.
So one of you guys actually played with Jimmy, right?
Yeah, we just happened to be in the studio at the right time.
So he hired you to
Oh,
play
no,
with him,
no.
or you
No,
were
I was
just
just there
jamming
doing
with
another
him?
session that day. Earlier in the day, Noel Redding was in the studio, the
Yeah.
McCoys, and I just happened to be in the studio. Buddy Miles was playing, and
If
I
you
was
know Mike,
playing
he's
along.
like, where's Waldo? He just appears
I'm
places.
just hanging in the back like a silent
Like
lamp.
Zellick.
So you actually sat in and played
Yeah,
with
just
Jimmy?
like a song, and then they're calling back in the booth. Come on, Jimmy, get back in here.
No way. Now I heard. I mean, it's well known that Noel Redding and Jimmy had differences of opinion from time to time, and Noel would just walk out.
Oh yeah,
In a
right.
rock and roll band? That's unheard of.
He was a guitarist who didn't want to be playing bass, and then
Exactly.
like all along the Watchtower, that's Jimmy playing the bass line on the the
Is that
recording
really? No
because
kidding.
Noel Redding walked out. Yeah.
Well, that day, Noel Redding, it was the afternoon. I was just, getting ready because I was playing with the band The Raves, and then walks Noel Redding, and he said, "Hey, mind if I sit in?" So he had like 12-string guitar, so we're just fooling. It was
Wow.
like I couldn't believe, I was 19
Yeah.
years old.
That's
Actually,
amazing.
still 18, and I was like in '69.
There was a day Mike and I went into, whoops. Mike and I went
Don't worry about
into Manny's Music and met Hendrix and Frank Zappa were in there.
Oh, wow, there's a crew.
Buying guitars.
Really?
You guys ever hang out with
man.
Zappa? What was he like?
I opened up for the Mothers back in
Oh, you did?
around
He seemed a little extra
68
nutty.
or
A
something.
little extra nutty Zappa.
He was
Yeah.
very much into espresso. We played with him for a couple of gigs when I was with another band called Ram Jam back in the 70s.
Right.
Yeah, Black Betty.
He
Yeah,
was
and he,
totally sober, that guy.
Well, you
Yeah,
forget
he was
how...
totally so. He didn't do any
didn't-
drugs.
I know, that's the
He
thing.
didn't smoke pot or anything.
And you forget how young Hendrix was when he died. He was only
27.
27. He was a kid because,
Yeah.
from the dope and everything, he talked like he sounded older because I was talking like, hey, man, dig, But he was just a kid. Like you really do
That's it.
feel robbed of what he could have done.
Oh, I'll
I
say.
mean, him in the 70s
beginning.
into the 80s.
And we're still here. Go figure.
How did that happen?
I really feel like 1963. You guys formed. I feel like when I watch you, You seem very Stones-esque for some reason, but you guys, I feel like they're mailing it in, and you guys are actually playing great music still. You know, like
thank you so much.
it's really impressive that you
Well,
guys
thank you.
are what you guys are doing. It's
Well,
awesome.
naturally, we have all those interests because we grew up with that stuff.
Yeah,
So
right.
It's all
I mean,
part
that's-
of our
yeah,
character, right?
sure. You're
Yardbirds, the Stones,
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah,
Loved
man.
all those bands.
Right.
Oh, and me too. I feel like, you know, I wish that I could have lived the lives that you guys did, getting a chance to just be immersed in that. I mean,
It was
what
a cool time going through the 60s. It
incredible.
was definitely a cool time.
Certainly
Yeah,
was.
looking back at it now, do you think you really sort of appreciated it, or does it go by so fast? You know.
So fast.
Yeah.
Let's
You
go
took it
back.
for
Like last week.
You took it for granted back then. It was
Yeah.
just like, you know, a new Stones song would come on the radio and it'd be like, wow, it's great. But then there'd be a new great King song,
Oh,
a new
right.
great
Right.
Yardbird song. It's just
Did you guys go to? Did you guys go to Woodstock?
Yeah, I did.
You did, yeah. Did you play there, or you just audience?
no.
Yeah, audience. Yeah.
We rolled around in the mud.
He played in the mud.
Played in the mud, stepped in a few cow pies, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to the one in 1994. I was at that one. That had changed. Corporate America had taken over. I always said it was the 4 days of peace, love, and $7 chicken sandwiches. Pepsi banners. So what? So are you on the road a lot now, or what?
We're actually working on a new album.
Oh, good, man. Well, that's good to hear. That's great to hear.
And we just finished an album with Mark Lindsay from Paul Revere and the Raiders.
Nice.
Yeah, he asked us to be his backup band, and he co-wrote a bunch of songs with Gar, and so we did a whole project with him. We're going to do some gigs with Mark.
Well, that's great. Well, check these guys
You're,
out whenever you can, man.
You're out
definitely
there
around.
Where we
Yeah.
playing?
The Bowery Electric on Halloween with Mark Lindsay.
Oh, that'll be
a bunch
fun.
of guests.
The
and all
Bowery
that.
Electric on
Bowery
Halloween.
Electric
Yeah.
on Halloween.
Doughboys, Mark
Doughboys
Lindsay,
and Mark Lindsay.
a
Yeah,
couple
we're
other
going to be
garage
doing his
rock
hits.
And is Act Your Rage, or is it now? Are they one of them a newer album that you're plugging now, or both?
Yeah,
older
that's a
Those are actually our first two albums.
First two.
And is a new one coming out, or? is it
Shaking
Yeah,
Our
we-
Souls is the last album.
Yeah,
Came out-
that's like a #1 album on underground.
Yeah, we get a lot of
garage
play on
radio,
this,
right?
Yeah, a lot of cool
Yeah,
stuff.
Little Steven picked it as his favorite song, a favorite album of this year, right?
2012.
from his show Underground
Awesome.
Garage?
Little
or something?
Steven's Underground
Sirius
Garage.
XM.
Yeah, that's great. Well, great guys. Keep rocking and rolling, brothers. Do you
Thank
do
you.
social media and stuff? You have the Twitter and everything.
Yeah, a little bit. We're still learning it.
Me too. I'm telling you, me too. Yeah, but like, at Doughboys or something like
We
that.
still dial.
We need an agent, a manager.
You can go to our website, you know, the
What is
Doughboys,
that?
the DoughboysNJ.com.
The Doughboys NJ.
New Jersey, that's where we're from.
The DoughboysNJ.com. Check it out and check them out whenever you can. And guys, it's your second time. Come back anytime.
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you so much,
Rock
Artie.
and roll.
Really appreciate
Like
it.
that.
I want you guys to play my funeral.
Who's ever first?
Believe me, I think you guys will be there. We'll be back with the last half hour of the Artie Lange Show after
Thanks
this.
again,
Go
Artie.
Boys. Love you guys.
We love you guys. Thank you.
The Artie Lange Show, weeknights on Audience, only on DirecTV.